What's up, guys? Keith Kalfas. It's 11 p.m. Still at work landscaping. I'll be home from work at 11:30 p.m. and then doing paperwork until 1 a.m. Then another 14 to 15 hour day tomorrow. It's funny, when you work a lot, you start to, I don't know, get happy about it in a sick way. It's like you start appreciating, like, what? Anyways, I want to talk about business lessons. I have these Greek clients that are restaurant owners. They own a couple successful steakhouses here in Michigan, and they don't pay a lot because they're very business savvy, but the relationship you get to have with certain clients, especially foreign clients who are successful, that came here on a boat, broke with nothing, and worked their knuckles to the bone to build their businesses. These are people who really understand work ethic, and they're meticulous down to every penny, especially restaurant owners, things like that. So these two brothers own these restaurants, and I'm real cool with them. I'm friends with them now. They're in their 40s, and every time I get paid from them doing a landscape project, which right now I just dropped off 2,000 pounds of brick pavers at their restaurant, and we're doing the landscaping there, you know, at night. But I get to sit in the office with these guys. They teach me amazing things about business, about life, about family, about marriage, and I want to tell you some of the things that one of them just taught me tonight. I'm very open with them. I tell them about my struggles, my triumphs, the things I go through, and I think that's important to talk about that stuff and let other people know you're real and be vulnerable, because then they can extend a lesson to you. They can teach you something great. So I want to talk about your relationship with your woman, your girlfriend, your wife. And when you're a business owner and you work a lot of hours, it really takes being a strong man down to your core and really understand the long term why you're doing what you're doing. Once a month, when your woman is on her period, she might crash against you with all types of dramatic, chaotic stuff. And I brought that up to him, and I think this is pretty common in relationships. And he said something to me. I said to this business owner, I said, when I was a younger guy in relationships, let's just say things didn't work out because I didn't have a father figure growing up, and I was kind of like I was weak, I was flimsy. And he looked at me, he goes, this is one thing my father taught me. Side note, it's very vulnerable for me to talk about this stuff, but I have to in order to be real. So it's very important. He said, my father told me, never, ever, ever show weakness to a woman, around a woman. Never cry on a woman's shoulder. Things like that. So when you're having a hard time in your business, he says, if I want to cry about it, I'll call one of my buddies out and get it all out. And then I walk in the door to my wife, a man. Like that. A man. Because every woman wants a man's man, a strong man, a Clint Eastwood type of guy who is a man. And I know I repeat myself a lot, I'm just trying to drive the point home. The funny thing is, you are the staff in the wind that your woman can depend on. No matter what she crashes against you, you just stand there and it falls right off you, and you can take it, and then she can depend on you and trust you until infinity. If you break down and you cry to your woman, like, you want to put your head on her boobs, and you know, that's great, but expecting her to coddle you like a little boy or something, that's craziness. And the feminine goddess inside of her, what am I talking about, feminine goddess? She will bite your head off like a dragon and tear you apart and rip you apart and rip you down and say, you're disgusting, get away from me. Because she doesn't ever want to see you cry. If she sees you, if someone died and you're crying, and it's, you know what I mean, that's very moving. But if you're just crying about the woes of work and life and things like that, it's repulsive because on a gut level, on a deep internal intrinsic level, the woman feels that she can't trust you. If you can't even handle this, how am I going to trust you to take care of us and our household and raise an entire family and be the man for our children and our sons? That's what they're feeling in their DNA, is they can't trust you to go to the edges of the city and defend the territory until death. That's what they want to feel, and that's what they're attracted to, is really that type of masculinity, right? So our society now, a lot of guys have been weakened, and the culture has been weakened, and you have a lot of these ball-busting masculine females running everything, and then these men who have these feminized shells that they're weak and they can't deal with any pressure. And an interesting thing is, I know in my life, I've grown a lot. When I was under a lot of pressure in my younger years, even in my 20s, I would crumble and crack and fold and fall and have these kind of like woe is me, victim-minded crying sessions where I'm like, my fucking blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, because it feels like the stakes are getting higher and higher and higher. No matter how hard you try and how much you do, it's never enough, and you're just getting pounded by the waves of life. But you get to a point where you realize it's infinity, and you go like this, and nothing can kill you. See, I'm getting a little nervous talking about it right now, because I think of things like some of the stuff people go through. I got a friend who lost everything, and shit just kept pounding on his life for years, and he just keeps taking it. He keeps taking it. Now he's successful again, and that's really what it takes. Nothing can stop you. Nothing can hold you down. Nothing can make you crack or crumble. And if it does, like you said, go cry in a corner. But when you walk in the house to your woman, you know, be a man. Never show weakness. All right, I gotta get some food. Later, out.